Good evening, friends. Today we react to a video I stumbled across a couple hours ago. I saw the thumbnail and I thought, okay, I have to make a video on this because I heard similar stories. Where I work in my company is a refugee guy from Afghanistan, and he told me exactly that. So I don't want to go into further details because I don't have any stuff in the video to talk about. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so it wasn't just the rhetoric that was put into your head by I guess your senior officers. You went over there and you saw some things to say, yo,
Yeah.
nah, this everything that they've been telling me about these people rings true.
Oh, yeah. From how they treat their women to even how they treat, we call them chai boys, like chai tea. We call them chai boys.
I heard that.
And how men are for pleasure and only women are for reproduction. Women don't really have a purpose. It's just to reproduce, but
This is exactly what this guy that works in my company said. For these guys, especially for these jihad fighters, the women there have only three things to do. It's to cook, to clean, and to reproduce. And that's it.
when you start to see the little boys with the older men and stuff that they do, then there's this thing that in Afghanistan it was like Man Love Thursday. And I accidentally walked in a tent. I thought it was like the snack tent where we had like our Gatorade and chips and stuff. I walked into the wrong tent and I seen about 20 plus dudes, like they weren't wrestling.
Hold up, maybe I'm not following you here.
Man Love Thursday.
Because I want to make sure I'm getting this correct, because you will damn near be beheaded. Like they don't play homosexuality,
Who?
transsexuality, none of that over there.
Yeah, there was a mission out in Afghanistan. We're in a tree line and stuff went down. We're plucking some dudes off. Pause. We're taking down some enemy, coming out the tree line, butt naked. And in the tree line, we were pulling dudes. We had to pull guys out of each other.
What?
And they had makeshift
Literally?
condoms on of like saran wrap and a bow tie of like yarn at the base of it. And we had to pull some dudes apart
Okay.
out of each other.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You saw this with your own eyes.
Touch the bodies.
Did he said that these guys, they building their own condoms? Okay.
So you're telling me you guys killed them? So what do you have? 33 confirmed kills?
On that deployment, yeah.
No. What's your total confirmed? I know. You will never know it because you were a machine gunners.
Yeah.
But what is your confirmed kill?
And all of my whole career, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I killed more people on my
What's
first
on
deployment.
record?
My first deployment, I killed more than 33 people. That was in
Okay.
Iraq, yeah. My first deployment, easily over 33 people.
So let's just say what's
I saw a lot of videos of Nick Irving. He is a beast. I saw that video on another episode of VLADTV when he talks about that someone's wanted to break in his home. Or was it maybe a Sean Ryan show? I don't know. No. Sorry. The other episode that I saw in VLADTV was when he talked about the whole gangster rap thing and said if these gangsters want to come into his place, he's going to fuck him up or fuck them up. Yeah, and the other part was actually on Sean Ryan's show.
on record when people search you and it's Army sniper, Army Ranger, 33 confirmed kills. Let's just say, we know it's more, but let's just say it's 33. Are you telling me part of that 33 were men having sex with men,
Yep.
killed in the act, and you physically had to pull this man's body part out of another man?
I didn't pull his, I pulled the body. I didn't go down and just touch his thing. And
Okay, that
No,
will be
nah,
weird. That will
the body.
PTSD big time.
Yeah, during that time we were cutting people's fingers off for fingerprint analysis. That was back then. And you had to pull we had to pull their bodies off of each other. So my guy, won't say his name.
I really think that this was a a really weird view.
So he could cut the fingers off of him, put him in a plastic bag in his pocket, come back and you take it to a 3-letter agency building and they run some fingerprint analysis, DNA. We've taken jawbones off of target from a suicide bomber for dental records. Yeah.
Okay, did I hear you correctly? You said they had a condom with a string attached to it?
It wasn't even a condom. It was like saran wrap and a bow tie of like burlap yarn or something like that.
Weird.
At the base of
Self-made.
it. Tied tight.
Self-made. Whoa.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. No, 100%. On everything I love. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know
Strange.
if this is war crimes, or you can even answer stuff like this, but were y'all, did you take pictures?
Oh, we have to. Yeah, we took pictures of everything. Not of them doing it, of course, but yeah. We took pictures.
So there's a picture somewhere in the ether, somewhere in the universe,
Yeah.
of men stuck inside of men dead.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate humiliation. Imagine this. You are a jihadist and you want that the whole world fears you because you're ruthless, because you're violent like there's no tomorrow. And then you got shot while you in another guy. Whatever your heaven's gate may look like and who's standing there. Wow. I hope you're proud.
Oh, yeah. We thought it on like ISR, the overhead footage of what we're basically allowed to see on target. We'll call it like a drone or a C-130 or whatever, flying up above. And yeah, you get a chance to see an overhead view. And to us at the time, they were over some weapons, near some weapons cache. And we had tracked them all day until nighttime. And when they were all on each other, it just looked like one big hot spot. I didn't know, no one knew. It was like, that's a bunch of dudes doing it.
So he's telling basically they engaged an orgy. So if these evil, beheading, killing, burning people to death jihadists, that by the way, throwing gay people from roofs, beheading them publicly, shooting them publicly, they stuck in each other and they engaged their orgy, unlived these guys. Sorry. What a shameful death.
Just like a ball of a hot spot. They start going for the weapons caches and shooting at us, and it went down.
So stop. Let me paint a picture here. So these guys doing whatever they do in the trench, butt naked, going the whole 9 yards. And then they hear gunshots because the enemy is engaging. And they run into their weapons and start engaging butt naked with their improvised condoms on their ding-dongs. This shit will give me freaking nightmares.
But before,
Just for my own clarity
yeah.
and for the viewers' clarity, isn't homosexuality frowned on? I mean, this is not the United States where...
I think not everywhere in the Middle East homosexuality is automatically a death penalty. Because what I heard from that guy, I have to tell a little bit of a backstory here. The guy came to Germany in 2015. So he converted to Christianity, and he built his life here. So, and when he starts working at the company I work for, so we start talking, and he said there are kind of like parties in Afghanistan, in this village that he comes from, where some older men buy some boys. The boys walking around in very feminine clothing with chains on their legs that they can't run away, because most of the time they don't run away because the older men offer them big money. And with big money, I would say it's like $10, which is not real money for us, but for them, it's big money. So, and he told me that there are parties where these boys come and they were presented like it's a catwalk, and these old men pick their guys, and then they go in the back room and they do their thing. It's not only the older men. He said that these jihadist fighters, these terrorists, these so-called soldiers in their eyes, there are no soldiers at all, they do the same thing. Because, and I asked, they have women. Why they do that stuff? Why they don't do the stuff with the women? And he said to me, you have to make one thing very clear. You have to see it clear. A woman has 3 things to do: cooking, cleaning, and reproduce. That's it. That's all the woman has to do. Stay at home, doing nothing. When I see that we here in Germany, we have these young girls that really think that they're dating some guy like that, and he would change for them because they think, I am what I am, and I am so sweet, and this guy will change for me. No, it's pretty wild.
Where there are organizations leading the fight for equality.
There is no equality.
I was always under the assumption that over in Afghanistan,
that guy from Afghanistan that worked in my company said a woman, and I quote him, a woman is less worth than a donkey. And if a Muslim say no to this, my woman is equal to me, he is not a real Muslim. And these are not my words. These are words from a couple of people I met over the years who are refugees, who converted to Christianity. They don't want to have to do anything with the stuff that's going on in their religion, in their home countries. And it's not the only story that I know from the guy that works in my company. No, I met a couple of people that told me exactly the same thing, what's going on in their country. And they say these people come into Germany, and 8 out of 10 people are really hardliners, fundamentalists. They want this is not migration, this is invasion, and they say exactly the same thing. It's not my words, it's their words. And I agree to this when I look what's going on.
And over in the Middle East, that was it wasn't even tolerated. We see the way they treat their women. So right now, and forgive me, I'm caught so off guard. It was always my assumption that type of behavior, men with men, was damn near punishable by death in that region.
You might be thinking of like
you're saying, hey,
another country in the Middle East. I know some countries are like that.
It was a full-on orgy.
Afghanistan, it was 100% like.
From the things that I know, it depends from village to village. Some are very hard. When you are in Aleppo, you get killed when you are homosexual. When you're in Syria, they don't do shit with they don't argue. They drag you down and you're gone. I think it's happening in private areas, not publicly. These people are kind of like hypocritical because they say we hate the homosexuals and all that by being bisexual themselves.
Yeah, Afghanistan was different. Like you see it every day. Little boys with older men with older men. Yeah, you see it every day. I don't think like it just might have been other countries that don't tolerate homosexuality, but Afghanistan, you see it every single day. It was like one of the most in your face Every day you saw it, some form of it, every single day.
I never knew that, Nick.
Yeah.
I never knew it.
Yep. Man Love Thursday. They would.
I heard these stories since 2017 when I've met the first refugee that came from Syria. Not from Afghanistan, but he told me similar things that these things going down there. So that this he told me this. So in over the years I heard similar stories from different persons who came from that area, from the Middle East. And the first time I heard that story, I thought it was a joke. I really thought it was a joke, but the more you hear and the more you hear stories from other people,
have a big mass orgy every Thursday. Clockwork.
I can't speak for the larger group of Americans in the audience, but I think that that's going to catch so many people off guard.
Any guys who
True.
went to Afghanistan know exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, but not much people are in
Nasty.
Afghanistan or can
Yeah.
travel to Afghanistan because it's
Okay, and are
Yeah.
these the same guys that we see fighting on the front line?
Oh yeah, the same ones.
Are you serious?
The same ones. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Like we used to work with the Afghans towards like the end of my
Lights went out.
career, the Afghan army, and they would live on our compound. And you're told from the get-go, hey, this is what they do.
Sorry, I had to fix the light. Cheap Chinese freaking lights.
What they do. And they go out, they fight with us, and the guys that you are fighting, like 80% of them are probably not even in the closet. That's what they believe in. That's their pleasure. Pleasure is like other men. If you want to have a baby, that's the only time you can use a female.
This is exactly the things that I
Okay,
heard.
whoa.
This is exactly the thing that I heard from so many refugees I met over the years. They only use women to cook for them, to clean for them, and to reproduce, and that's it. That's the whole thing. And we in Germany, we have people who are fighting for equality, the whole LGBTQ, feminist things, groups, and whatever. And these also tolerate people who say, oh, these people are here because they're seeking help. They're also for equality. And then, worlds collide. Worlds freaking collide.
Oh, these are not men in the closet. These are not men who are bisexual. I mean, obviously they're bisexual because they want to reproduce.
Yeah.
But you're saying that these guys that we see with the
One refugee that I met over the years told me that men and boys are for pleasure and to get the pressure out of you know what I mean. And women are only for reproducing, and that's it. So they only sleep with women when they want to have kids. Otherwise, they sleep with other dudes.
turbans and holding those AKs, and they're right there on the front line. The majority of them are just straight homosexual.
Oh, there's nasty. I'm not saying if that's what you want to do, fine. But from what I've seen, it's not what I dip in. No.
Nope.
You know, Nick, every time you come onto the show, I learn something new. Every single time we get to speaking about your time overseas, I learn something that I never, ever knew.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was shocked. Yeah, I still got nightmares, man, of some of the nasty stuff that I've seen. Of
Yeah.
not even
Nightmare
just
fuel.
like killing people, just like what? Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff can shatter your whole worldview on terrorists because they always do some tough things and they want to convince you that they're violent beyond imagination, and then they, hump in their partner, their comrade. It's weird. It's pretty weird. Especially when you think that these people, in most of the places in the Middle East homosexuals get killed for being homosexual. Hypocrisy. It's wild to me. So what do you think? Have you ever heard of this? Did you knew that? Is this big news for you? What do you think of the whole situation in the Middle East, what they do and what they present themselves to the West, that they want to be seen as monsters, that we are scared and maybe not fight at all, and then being the guys that doing things in the trenches butt naked, and I don't want to think about it anymore. Leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section down below. See you next time. Goodbye.